let me put this out right now. Get it done. You know, I go, Scott, put the content out. Oh, hello, viewers. Me again. Another beautiful day. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. Yeah. Alright, now for you NVIDIA fans, here's a little piece of news for you. NVIDIA confirmed the RTX 5060 black screen and compatibility issues with certain motherboards. It says here, the recent launch of the RTX 5060 was quite controversial with independent media, accusing the company of rug pulling its new budget graphics card by launching it during the Computex and withholding the review driver. It says, add to that user discontent about 8 GB of video memory. AMD has a few words about that. It says, in the multi-frame generation high price overall, quite a disastrous state of recent driver release. Not the way it was meant to be played. Now we have yet another issue with the RTX 5060 graphics card. This time, NVIDIA confirms compatibility issues with certain motherboards, which cause black screens on reboot. The company says this happened with the legacy motherboard, and a firmware update is required to resolve the problem. NVIDIA pushed a support page on its official website with details, steps to perform if your system experiences a black screen during reboot. NVIDIA suggests doing all the following steps to mitigate the issue. It says 1. Shut down your computer before turning it on. Update your motherboard BIOS with the latest version. Make sure your motherboard runs the UEFI mode, not legacy/CSM. If your motherboard does not support UEFI, NVIDIA recommends contacting your GPU customer support, and it will provide necessary version BIOS update for legacy motherboard. It says boot using integrated graphics or another GPU. It says after booting to desktop, you can download NVIDIA GPU UEFI firmware, update tools, and get your RTX 5060 to the latest firmware with the necessary fixes. This applies to RTX 5060 and the RTX 5060 Ti. NVIDIA adds that the firmware update is only required on the system that exhibits black screen issues, and on reboot there is no need to update GPU firmware if your system restarts without issues. It says you can find all details and links to the firmware update tool in a post on official NVIDIA support website. We'll leave the link. Now, we got 17 comments from the debaters. You know they got something to say about it. Let's see, what do we got here? Who we got here? Got 17 comments. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Zip Zap said this. I only buy NVIDIA because CUDA. He said I only buy it because of CUDA and support it gets from the software I use. If the software side of things up its game and support alternative to CUDA without me having to jump through 1,000 hoops, I did love to get away from NVIDIA. Then E-Leg said this. After this generation, I don't want anyone telling me that AMD drivers, it's bad as why they buy NVIDIA after all this. Then Dusto said this. Says probably stop using that Core 200. And then who is this? Dusto. That was Dusto Hummer. Then Dusto comes back again and says recommends NVIDIA GPU driver for 40 series and earlier are from like September 2024. Let that sink in, and people still crap on Radeon drivers. Then Leon said the issue is no 7503 they're fixing as of now. There are too many of them at this point, which shows poor quality before launch. Stop making excuses for huge mega corps. A little secret, they don't care about you. They don't even know who you are. Then Leon comes back, he says that's what happened when you're enjoying your virtual monopoly and very dominant market position. You stop caring about quality and only focus on earnings because, as I said before, who cares? People will still buy whatever you throw at them, regardless of quality. That's the point NVIDIA is in right now. It has been a disaster after disaster. Quality problems black slash blue screen, missing ROPs, etc. with the 50 series. Are they doing it on purpose? Not really, but at the same time, they don't care enough as to realize the polished product. So yeah, a little on purpose, you could say. And Dusso says this: they keep making new issues issues faster than they are fixing existing ones. We have an article about a major issue every other week. And then PM said this: NVIDIA is fixing the issue, aren't they? And then Dusto says, just because NVIDIA mentioned PREFI motherboard doesn't mean only those people have GPU issues. You haven't followed their driver issues. That starts with the 50 series launch. Have you? Question mark. And PRM said, yeah, you are saying that they are doing it on purpose, as if that makes any sense for a business to do that. Then Leon says, are you telling me that this GPU series launch hasn't been completely disastrous in every single way? Doesn't that speak about the state of NVIDIA regarding the quality of it, products and service? This is ergo my comment. This is the result of a company having a virtual monopoly. Talking about AI anyway. And then then PR said the article is literally about compatibility issues with ancient motherboards, and you're saying it's because NVIDIA doesn't care about their product. Then Leon says, what? Did you reply to the right comment? Because mine doesn't say any of that. Who mentioned any old CPU? Oh no, I can't read or understand basic English, so I write snarky comments to the wrong guy. That's how you sound. Anyway, who is this? And then PR said, oh no, my 386 doesn't work with my 2025 GPU. NVIDIA is evil for this. That's how you sound. And then Leon says, is happening with NVIDIA. Oh no, I know they're having a Microsoft episode, having a very dominant market position, making companies stop caring about their product and service, because who cares? People still buy my anyway. And then who was this? Willie said this: the motherboard did not sign he said the motherboard did not sign the NDA to accept the guided review. And then Red said LMAO. Anyway, well, NVIDIA gave some advice on how to fix this, so I hope this solved the problems that you guys are having. And in the comment section, people people blame corporation, people blame virtualopoly, people blame other people. So NVIDIA gave you the tips on how to fix the problem. So I'm gonna leave the link though where it says you can find the detail and links to the firmware update tool. I'm gonna leave that in the description box. But anyway, another chapter in the NVIDIA saga. So yeah, updates, man. 4090 now, your 50s, and yeah. But it could be that people don't update when they get a motherboard. They don't update their they don't keep their BIOS. They don't check the motherboard serial number to see what BIOS number it's using, and they don't check the motherboard manufacturer, see if there's a new BIOS update to fix whatever problem that you might face. So that could be a problem too. So yeah. But when you buy a motherboard, man, you research that serial number to see what your board can handle. Yeah. And what CPU you put on it, what RAM, how much RAM it can hold, what BIOS version it is, what type hard drive you can put, whatever. But you update your BIOS when you get your new board, and then take it from there. So yeah, get the right case, power supply. Half goes. You get a good power supply, half goes to the board, half goes to the card, and yeah, take it from there. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy though. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, Star Wars, Dark Side, I'm gone. Peace.